Alini around, and there's a bit of back and forth. Lacroix's dropped the gloves. We're going to get a tilt at centre ice. It's Tetlow and Lacroix. Well, happy pre-season to you all. Tetlow, tough customer. Lacroix getting his first dose, and Lacroix and Tetlow are trading right. Lacroix trying to fire back, but Tetlow is holding his own here. What a great scrap that was. Both guys trading off. And we've laid a marker down for the season ahead.
Quickly back to his skates. Nelson couldn't turn it inside. Duggan will flick it forward. And then hit the deck. And then tangle behind the play. And Duggan, oh, we got a real tangle here. And we're going to get a fight with Nielsen. And Capone.
Yeah, Capone coming in late after Nielsen makes the hit on Duggan on the sideboards. We don't see the build-up to that. Yeah, Capone, smaller play, and just ducks up underneath a couple of straight rights. And just wrestled down to the ice. I'm assuming Devils are going to be short-handed as Capone come in after the play to start that.
And forward into the attacking third now. A shot away and just wide of the goal there as Moore sends it back in. Griffin loose. Oh, Griffin loose, leaving one there on this Flyers 93, and already handbags outside of the Dundee bench, and the referees having to get involved, the officials stepping in as Griffin loose didn't take long to get involved in something tonight. That certainly warms up the crowd, doesn't it?
Well, a minute and a half into his debut, and he's probably got the fans on his side straight away.
For sure. And that kind of just backs up the point I was making earlier. There is no such thing as a friendly between the Flyers and the Stars.
Still out there.
So it's the captain, Hunt, for the Flyers, going into the penalty box along with Griffin Luce of the Dundee Stars. But if these two teams ever needed a reminder that this is a fixture that is super important, there it is. A seemingly clean hit from Luce, then takes us into a bit of this.
Hunt wasn't pleased with that.
I don't think he liked what happened there. Starsky with his eyes on it as well, just from outside the plexi. Sure, he was ready to step in if needed.
Mr. Hunt's not happy.
Oh, still having words with the officials down here. As Dryden Dow has a bit of a word with the officials as well. Alongside Winquist, who's the birthday boy tonight from the Fife Flyers. So through gritted teeth, happy birthday to Josh Winquist of the Fife Flyers. I'll save my singing voice for later. Passing it forward to Berry. Berry looking for the cross-ice pass. Finds the official, but no Stars player. Still in possession for the Stars. Stars look to get something in. A little bit of handbags in front of the net as it's sent back in. And here we go. Another one. So here is number 95, Olsen for the Stars, and 26th for the Fife Flyers, Masela. So Olsen making his debut tonight. Showing that he's willing to stand up for himself against the Flyer. So Marcella and Olsen head to the box. So in his interview last week, Olsen said, keep your eye on the 95. What have you seen from him tonight?
Flashes of some decent stuff, yeah.
Certainly a player to keep our eye on as the season progresses. Physicality as well from Hampus Olsen. So we have 4 minutes and 6 seconds left as we continue to have some scoreboard issues in the arena, but it all looks to be up and running. Both boards showing us the time in now. So 4 minutes and 3 seconds remain. Marcella and Olsen sitting in the penalty boxes for the Flyers and Stars.
Try to pull a move, Brandt. No look play, almost caught the Devils in a little bit of trouble. He's Barrow again. Around the boards and gets a little hook. And now that Brandt is gone, the gloves are dropped. I can't quite see who the Steelers player is. It's Shudra. And both of them go to the ice before it really gets going again. I didn't see what started that, but it sadly didn't get going.
Yeah, I don't think it was going to take much between those two, and you could see the size difference that you don't often see between two guys. But Riley Brandt gets a big ovation. Similarly to last night, there wasn't really anything in that. The gloves were dropped and they were down on the ice pretty quickly. But like you guys, I don't know exactly what started there. There's probably just a bit of afters from something you see there. There's Brandt asking the question and Shudra obliges. There's one good punch there from Brandt, and I think Shudra gets one or two decent ones in, and then they do head down onto the ice. So
maybe run the rule over that in the Devils debrief at the end of the game, but it has changed. And that was a back and forth, and now we're going to get gloves off. Uremko has dropped them, and we're going to get unloaded from Uremko, rights and rights. They're not really going to get any further. Uremko's still throwing though. This was always going to boil over. The Devils have done their job on the scoreboard, and now want to put their stamp on the physicality. Bush is diving in as well. There's probably going to be about an 8-man in penalty at this rate.
Bush will chase it up against Gorat, and he doesn't really have much in the way of a chance. Those two will have a bit of an earnest conversation. And Gorat doesn't look interested, and now he is not really given much of a choice. Bush and Gorat will go in the Panthers zone. Right hands from both of them as Gorat's helmet is sort of hanging off of the arm of Bush. A good solid tilt here on this one, as eventually it sort of becomes almost an amateur wrestling match towards the end of it.
Dumped it around Alini. We'll get there first. Alini to Pellini. Huge hit coming in on Brandt, and that's not going to go without. And now we got gloves dropped. And it doesn't amount to anything in the end. It's Ulet and Brandt. And again, they're not quite. Yes, they are now free. Brandt's given up some size, but he's not giving up fight. And again, that one didn't really get going.
It didn't, no, and it was a game that was waiting for Lauren Ulet to do something mental, and there he is doing it. Riley Brandt obviously not going to stand for it.
And he's not stopping Ulet. He has to be careful here. He's throwing another punch while down.
Yeah, and it's what we get every time he's here. It's consistent with Lauren Ulet.
Helgeson's not happy with that. He's going to go for Ulet now, and Ulet can't drop the gloves really because of the fight he had in the first period. Helgeson's going to take a penalty, and he's going to try no chance. Ulet, he's not happy at all.
Gloves have
with
now
that
gone.
And Helgeson is going to get his pound of flesh one way or another here.
These are two strong boys.
And you would think Helgeson's going to take a few penalties here as well. Few back and forth. This is a great tussle between two big, strong guys, as you said, Dan. Ulet's still in there. Helgeson's still in there. Fantastic back and forth.
Devils now possession in the zone. Sent down low. Arm in the air from the officials. Gillette took a big hit and dished one out himself. Rises another man to the balls and takes him down. More hits coming in after the play. Walsh has hold of somebody. Johnson's into it as well. Gillette being offered out. And gloves are dropped. Tied up for now. Helmet off. Not sure who the Devils player is. Two big players. Bit of a wrestling match now. An arm comes free. Gillette eats one. It's Tyson Helgeson. These two fought last night as well. And right over the top, and the officials will step in and cut this one short. Helgeson wants a little bit more after the officials got in the way. He cheers up the away crowd as Gillette tries to rouse those from a Storm persuasion. As you can feel the tension building, and hits from Gillette along the boards. As we'll watch again on the replay, Gillette never really got his gloves off to get punches thrown. Helgeson incensed in this fight. Gillette eats one there and asking the officials, why aren't you jumping in? And has a few words after the fact for the 28 Canadian. Into the netting, play goes on. Chip down the boards. More clashes happening in front of the benches, and more happening in front of the benches too. I can't see from here. As O'Gilney grabs somebody, Locke comes in, another couple of players come barreling in as well to join the fray. Cutler throwing punches. As Genyon's tied up with somebody as well. Connor Caprioni's involved again. He was the one tied up with Cutler. And as we see Genyon and Riley Brandt, wild swing of the stick, can't be doing that. Throws the gloves to challenge. As they're seeing it now on the big screen. And that's what draws the crowd. The signal being called from Miller, the official, the tap on the hips. Looks like Richardson's head to the box for his words for the officials. As Cutler got some real big shots in on an outmatched Caprioni. Well, we're just over halfway through this first period, and I say first period because we still might have over about 50 minutes of this game left to play with 9:21 left on the clock. We've not even made it to the first period break just yet. As the officials work all of this out, let's take you through some of the other scores around the league as Richardson's being marshalled into the box. Duggan's in there as well. We might have to get a little bit of extra seating for the away team penalty box. Belfast have had their goal wiped out against Glasgow late on in the first period. That game back to 0-0. Fife still 2-0 against Dundee. Nottingham 2-0 up over Guildford, and Sheffield and Coventry still tied at no goals apiece. A review of the play from the officials is underway as well. The officials, look like they've made their decision and heading back out to the ices. Player is headed off. Riley Brandt, full season with the Devils last season, scored 11 points in 30 games, had 126 penalty minutes, and he looks like he's adding to his total this season early. But that'll do it for his night. He's headed to the changing room for an early shower.
Nice passing again. Here comes Somoza as Winquist closing in. Oh, the flying down, it's gloved safely. Oh, and a wee slash there. That is absolutely stupid. Right in front of the referee. He'll take a penalty for that. Winquist with a lack of discipline there, I suspect. Frustration boiling over, as you can see. Well, that's a silly penalty to take at this late stage of the game. Finally poised at 4 apiece. a slash on the goaltender as he's holding the puck, and of course Kelly's going to get involved as well. They had to be coming together earlier on. Oh, that's silly from Lundqvist. Might well live to regret that decision. And the crowd will quite enjoy winding him up as well. Oh, and the fight has broken out in the background as well, with Ingles having a go here. And Marcella. Ingles coming over the top there. He's got a hold of his head as well. Off comes the helmet. Uppercut's missing from Marcella. Ingles over the top. The crowd have gone ballistic in here. What a tussle this is, and Ingles drags him down. Oh, I don't know where it came from. He's looking at the penalty box, and all of a sudden the building erupted, and Chris Ingles cheering the crowd on as well. Can he beat a derby game, eh? Can he beat it? Value for money, I tell you what. So, yeah, I was waiting on a replay coming, and they're still going as well, man. They're still going. We've got a penalty on now. Emmerdale's involved. I don't know what is going on. While we're watching the replay of this fight, there's another one happening on the ice as well. It's absolutely kicking off. Can't see who's on the ground there, but Lundqvist, Marcella in the box for the Flyers. Ingles in the box for the Stars. And Stramash here. Looks like it's the Captain Hunt. And the referees will be very busy at this point. It's Matt Berry skates. Sorry, Bowden skates to the bench at the box, as does Hunt for the Flyers. He's not happy either. Lundqvist is looking at being told by Mr. Ferguson to be quiet, I suspect. Trying to tell the referees what penalties to call, and they don't like that when you do that. But I don't know, what do you make of this? I didn't even know where to look. Look at the TV for this replay. While that's going on, there's another Stramash, and it's still going on now while watching this replay as the referees go scampering across to the benches and split them up over there as well. What's happening in the Ryder Cup? Anything exciting? Oh, it's tense there as well. Jeez, oh. 6:41 remaining. I've actually forgotten what the score is. It's still kicking off that much. So, the penalty scoreboard is about to be populated. Once we get it figured out. Hashtag Dundee Stars Live. Get in touch. Give you a shout out on the webcast. Not much left. Time wise, but I think I might be here for a while anyway. So yeah, referee explaining things down there to the captains on the ice, and the other one explaining to the scorekeepers in charge of the penalty clock what's coming up here. We've clearly got a fighting major for sure, a fighting penalty even. Bowden's in there, probably for roughing, I don't know. So, of course, the original penalty was that slash on Cruz by Lundqvist, which is what kicked all this off in the first place. That seems like about half an hour ago now, but in terms of game time, it really wasn't. Just a few seconds ago, Lundqvist with a slash on the goalie, and then, well, I don't even know what happened after that. Just kicked off. But we've still got some game left as well. I think the Stars are on the power play, which would probably be about right in the balance of things. And the others are coincidentals. So Marcella and Ingles 5 for fighting, and I guess 2 Ruffin and for Bowdens and Hunt, but I could be wrong. For Stars on the power play then. Hugely important power play at this stage of the game.
Sorry, it was Forsberger, not Keaton Jameson. Apologies. Forsberger, here we go.
Oh, here we go then.
Then Lake and Marcella. Both gloves are dropped here. There's Marcella with the first hit.
And the second.
Back and forward now as Ben Lake comes into a little bit here. Marcella with the height advantage and gets the takedown. And that'll get the crowd on their feet here in the old barn.
Long stretch pass from Marcy, who managed to stay on side. And that's a slash from Marcinu, and Brandt is not going to take exception to that. It was a hit from Brandt, but that retaliation with the slash was
it was a two-handed slash by Marcinu. That might well be a major, if anything. He absolutely threw his arms into that one. And I'm not surprised that Riley Brandt was unhappy. It is a little bit too little, too late.
Send it in to the half wall. Luciani aiming for the slot. It's come out in front for Mismash. He just couldn't put anything on it. And then, whoa, boy, oh boy, he gets a big old glove punch from Gravel. They might fight in the corner. They are going to fight in the corner. Gravel with a big right hand. Mismash will answer. They go up against the boards, and eventually the linesman will step in as, well, you don't often see a fight in overtime, and that one between Grant Mismash and Gravel will give a bit of life to this game and a bit of spice as we are in overtime.
Yolette takes a knock and goes down to the ice, and he's been challenged by Cutler. Uppercuts from Cutler coming in. Absolutely no choice, his opponent, and Clavel's tied up too. More punches being thrown. Cutler's got his jersey over his head. Hands being thrown. Flyers player gets the takedown. Cutler ends up on top. And an emphatic celebration from the number 29. I don't think the Storm fans needed too much more to cheer about, but Cutler gives them that. A massive respect from Yolette to his teammate number 29. It was Scheid who was the combatant, though I don't think he had too much choice in the matter, as we'll watch again. Clavel's pass ahead, Yolette takes the bump. And Cutler takes full exception to it. Faster than a fiddler's elbow goes the hands into the Flyers player. Well, the jersey over the head and everything. All offense, no defense.
Good out here. And on goal in the backhand into the catcher, Christian Purbu. Yeah, and you know, Flyers will be frustrated there, Sammy, because you know, a couple of their own defensive errors there in the third period that's led to 2 of the goals for the Belfast Giants.
Yeah, definitely. You couldn't have said that on Wednesday night against Nottingham. They've got to cut out their own mistakes.
Verbals across the far side. We see Guy getting a hold of Hunt from behind on his numbers. We see Winquest, and I think it's Gadet over the far side having verbals. Oh, Garrett Hunt's just punched. Gee, they're going to drop the gloves here. Garrett Hunt in on Gee. They're just holding on. The 2 of them end up down on the deck, but they're back up and wanting some more here. Garrett Hunt finds himself another punch on Gadet, and another one. Oh, and another one with the left this time from Garrett Hunt. There's Kieran Long and Ian Scheid over the far side. Kieran Long's actually grabbed the hold of Scheid's leg and took him down in the background. You've got centre ice, you've got Guy's shirt up over his head now as they're split up. You've got Jackerstern and another Giants player holding on with Goodwin and Winquist down here. That's not going to come to any, neither is Toby standing in between those two. It had a niggly feel to it all night in here, Sammy.
Yeah, that was coming.
Game eventually.
That was coming.
Here, Earhart steps in. Good bit of vision there. Find a bit of space. Knock this out in front again, and there's Earhart sweep this out. Big shot in from the blue line. And, well, tremendous goaltending from Cruz, and some afters as well. And Sullivan with a slap shot from the blue line. And Earhart, of course, involved for Manchester in the handbags. He's going to go as well. Yeah, he is going to go here with the Sousa. Over the top from Earhart. Solid. Oh, a good response from, oh, they're just going toe-to-toe here. Blow for blow. Helmet off. Still going. What a brawl this is. 1, 2. The grapple match, and they go down. Well, hello to everyone watching on any hockey fight website. Yes. Look at pumping the crowd up in here. This is what we pay our money for. This is amazing. Come on, boys.
What are they putting in this cherry Pepsi Max you're drinking?
It's a new kind of gingerbread flavour.
Well, I'll tell you,
I'm enjoying it.
You should lay off the gingerbread.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. The only thing missing is you joining in on the ice and the scrap there.
No, no. I'll just cheer on from the side.
That's good stuff.
That was good old-fashioned hockey brawling, right?
It was, right? Look. What players giving that big like slap.
Yep.
None of this like dive on each other, just fall on the ground. That was that was proper.
That was proper, yeah, yeah. So,
and they hold possession. Yaremko shot. Saved by Whistle with the leg. Devils put another one on net. Big pressure in front of Jackson Whistle as he hits the ice.
Longer and Yaremko are about to go here.
Got a fight just out to the left in the neutral zone. Here we go. Long, Yaremko. Gloves dropped. Long goes down back on his feet. Referees are intervening, but they're still going. Couple of big rights from Kieran Long. Yaremko down, back up to their feet. Yaremko stays on his knees. Long connected with a couple into the chin right there.
Credit to both guys. Kieran Long letting the Devils know it's not acceptable to put a late slash in on Jackson Whistle like Yaremko did there. Again, Kieran Long showing what a team guy he is.
Absolutely, the alternate captain for the Belfast Giants, a long-time servant for the Teal Army. Yaremko just missed on a couple, and then a couple of big ones coming from Kieran Long right there on the chin.
Another opportunity this time for Forbes is a stick save. There's going to be Paré goes in there on Masala. The two of them drop the gloves here as they're up and down. Either one trying to get free. There's a tangle of the players as they go to the ice, but Paré was in there defending young Alex Forbes. You see the puck comes down from the far side. Forbes there into the neutral zone he goes. Gets the shot away, and Masala just comes across and finishes his hit quite high. He's finishing his hit, and then obviously Paré takes exception to it, goes across and throws a couple of punches in there. Masala throws a couple back. The two get tangled up and end up down on the ice.
Harris coming the other way. Brendan Harris looking to drag it around Helgeson, but Riley Brandt picks it up, chips it out looking for Barrow, and Brandt hits the deck. Oh, and then Brandt going into the Panthers bench. Helgeson there as well. And this is what we thought might happen with the Devils, a complete loss of discipline. And Helgeson and Brandt just went for players on the Panthers bench. And I think Panthers could be benefiting from this. Riley Brandt being dragged to the box. A complete head loss from Riley Brandt.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting here. You know, it's a shame for them, really. You know, Brandt draws that penalty, they get back on the board, and you know they're going to be They're probably going to be 5-on-3 here for 2 minutes. I don't see a Panthers player getting a penalty here, so...
Well, they just jumped into the bench. Look.
And do you know what? I kind of, my attention went, but they were on. They had like an odd man rush the other way, and then
I just don't understand why you're doing that, because it's just put your team at a massive disadvantage.
Just his work rate out there is superb, keeping Jameson since he came into the lineup. And there's going to be a few shoves going on in here. It's Jasper that's down on the ice. Garrett Hunt's the one that's down beside him, and then a Steelers player coming in on top trying to get a hold of Hunt and pull him off him. Diffley going to drop the ball to Keith Jameson. So Brian Diffley, Keith Jameson. They're squaring up here, just inside the Steelers zone. Keith Jameson gets the first one away. He gets the second one away as well, Keith Jameson. He's got the bit.
Wow.
Here, Keith Jameson. He's got the back on their feet. He's got the takedown. So two unlikely guys to drop the gloves, but Keith Jameson's getting the fans on their feet as he wins that battle against Brian Diffley. Credit to him for dropping the gloves as well. The two of them, two unlikely guys, or certainly Jameson anyway, to drop the gloves. Just a couple just at the side of the head there at Brian Diffley. He catches him one just there on the chin before both of them end up down on the ice. Onto Dostelect in the corner. 20 seconds left on the power play opportunity. McLean onto Dostelect again. Hunt. He gets the shot away. He comes off the pads. Opportunity for Alderson as again it's another stop from McAdam.
Once again, Mr. Hunt just in there, just trying to cool everybody down, I think.
Glasgow mopping up the pressure at the back. Everybody here though, Schoonber about turns, moves this in. A wee off the play here, make it a wee whistle. Yeah, they're gonna go toe to toe here. Saigo punching from Bowden's immediately, and Saigo goes down. And listen to the noise. Matt Bowden's trying to inject something into this game for the Stars. Certainly has lit the place on fire. What we need now is a Stars goal.
That's it. It's been needing that, I'll tell you, because the game has been pretty flat from a Stars perspective. The fans are on side, they can see what it means to Matt Burdens. Let's see if that that could spur on the team to try and get that opening goal of the evening in a huge game here, Dave. Let's be honest, I mean, a defeat for the Stars this evening.
Yes, sorry, look, there's a certain scene, right, from Goon 2 that's in my head. If you've seen the movie, you might know what I'm talking about. It's brilliant.
Underrated movie though. Not a lot of people have watched it.
So,
I like it just as much as the first one. I don't normally say that.
Saigo Bowden's in the box. You know, we rest for them.
Yeah.
We'll get back underway.
Well, irrespective of Goon 2, irrespective of the fight, it's got everybody a bit fired up in here because we've been needing something.
Get a stop. Here's Noel. McKenzie chased him out, but Nottingham retained the puck. Big hit comes in from Saucerman. There'll be some pushing and shoving in the corner. There'll be a fight by the looks of things with Doherty and Saucerman. Gloves off for the second time tonight. Saucerman throws a right hand over the top. Oh, they exchange with a couple that connect at the same time. Doherty ends up losing his balance and the referees will step in. Oh, there's going to be a fight. As Max Stewart drops the gloves with Yamamoto. Max Stewart loses his foot, he gets straight back to his feet, throws a big one of his own. The linesmen are keen to break that up, but the two fighters are keen to keep chucking them. And while I didn't have that one in my bingo card, Max Stewart was throwing the body in Belfast last night, throws the knuckles here in Coventry tonight. I have no idea what sparked that one.
No, I don't know either.
This has been the danger line. Yulee looking for the hat trick. It's going to go off Langan up and out of play. Strang just threw a punch. And now we've got a fight. Strang and Kelb going toe to toe, and Kelb got a right in. Strang throws a right. And this was a bit of, it came out of nowhere. Strang was trying to get to the crease. And Kelb just tried to box out against him. And certainly Ethan Strang, not known for that part of his game. He threw the first punch. And he actually threw a punch with the glove on. And Kelb responded as you would. You have to protect yourself. But a spirited affair. Kelb and Strang.
Careless in possession. Nardi didn't realise that the back checkers were on him. Usala won it back. Hurd shoots. Derrida saves. And once again, you go anywhere near a Storm netminder, this is going to happen.
Yeah, again, you know, there's much to do about nothing, I guess, realistically. This is what we were saying about Storm before the game started. It's something they don't want to get involved in. They're already down 2. They had a good job coming back to this the last time they were here.
Tansey is always prepared to take the world on.
And Welch just
and Welch says, if you want to go, let's go.
Yeah, well, now he doesn't want to spin around. He takes a swing at Kevin Tansey and then tries to bury his head. Yeah, it's certain things you don't really want to be doing.
You don't need me to tell you that both penalty box doors are open.
Yeah.
And there's the hand that comes in from Hurd on Brandon Clavel. Clavel fighting back, but Hurd with the punches that count and the takedown. Steelers and Storm. This is how it's supposed to be.
You got to keep everybody excited. Got to get everybody in the game.
It's not quite New Year's Eve 2000.
There's still a bit of room in the penalty box. Is that what you're saying, Jonathan?
Well, we only had a few players getting involved in fisticuffs there rather than the entire line. Well, Nick Welch is back in the game. He is in the penalty box. Oh, we've got a fight already. Hurd is fighting with Locke before the period even starts. This is insane.
Yeah, they were talking along by the penalty boxes as they were skating around. And
I've not seen this in years.
And then they just started throwing.
That'll be an ejection for sure.
I would have thought as Hurd's trying to go after him again.
Mitchell Hurd is giving it the big one. He is so pumped up. But he's out of the game for sure. Fighting Kyle Locke before the start of the second period.
Darian Kelb shot into the logo again of Jackson Whistle. And Craig Nielsen now getting involved in it. Lays a couple of lefts and he's drilling the lefts here. Then they're going to get tangled up as the gloves are dropped in overtime. Cade Nielsen trying to evade the linesman, but they're hugging him there, not letting them fight. And Cade Nielsen, as soon as his gloves were dropped, just started drilling lefts into the jawline of Jake Cadet there.
Fast. No one really knew where it was. There's a fight in behind. Riley Brand has dropped the gloves. I can't quite see who the Giants player is. There's a few swings back and forth. 2 game players here.
It's Garrett McFadden who's dropped the gloves to Riley Brandt.
And McFadden's throwing a few rights and another one from Brandt in return. And this is a great little tackle. Another from Brandt. Saturday night's all right for fighting for these two.
Callio. Schwartz off the boards. We're going to have a fight here, and straight away Helgeson and Paré. Right at center ice, Felix Paré and Helgeson. They tie up a right hand by big Helgeson. Paré gets a left hand through a left jab, and now right hand right on the chin of Helgeson. Helgeson is big and strong though. Throws back a right, throws another right, and Helgeson puts Paré down. And it's Tyson Helgeson at 6'3" is a big body, but Paré at 6'2", he was game, but there's a right hand by Helgeson. He continues with that jackhammer of a right, and a spirited encounter early on here.
Back to Tate. Huitala blasted goalwards. It's off the netminder, but the angle for a follow-up shot is getting increasingly tight for Jasper.
Big battle out in front of the net.
Cormier drops a shoulder, and as the shot comes in,
we go.
and we're going to have a proper punch-up.
Yeah.
It's Dowd getting involved with Virtanen. And the officials say no more.
It started well before that. There was a battle going on out in front. The two guys were going at it pretty good, and then they both start going. Robert Dowd with a quick right and misses. Virtanen trying to get his hand to hold on the bigger guy. Robert Dowd ducks underneath one, and then it's kind of a little bit of an off balance. Goes over the top, and then the officials try to get in. And
it's all the way around. It's going to get away from D'Souza. And Jurgens comes across to cover. D'Souza having a wee shoving match in there with Ferguson. And they're going to go as well. Gloves are down. Got a wee tussle here. Ferguson and D'Souza grab on. He jabs in from D'Souza. Jumping over the face is an interesting technique. D'Souza holding on. Up comes over the top. Couple of jabs again. A headlock there. And the officials will get involved and close that one down. There we go. D'Souza heads to the penalty box, as does Brett Ferguson. Didn't really get going as they wanted to, I suspect, but a decent tussle regardless. So those will serve 5. We are 15:27 remaining. Spurs are trying to inject something in this game, perhaps, for the Stars. Certainly gets the crowd going.
Huge hit coming across from Tyson Helgeson. And Tremblay's not happy with that, and Helgeson's going to drop the gloves. And Tremblay and Helgeson will go in. And that was a huge hit coming in, and we got gloves dropped. And what a contest this is. Yorkie Nordstrom is trying to get off the ice. It was a heavy, heavy hit.
By Yuli. He's got the speed to get this. Oh, what a hit by Betraya. And it's going to be a call on the play here. Betraya is going to go.
We're going on the blue line.
The Guildford Flames didn't like that hit by Betraya.
Got a melee now. There's about 6 players in there.
Betraya good dead.
The linesman in trying to pull apart as well. Ben Lake.
Travis Brown in
Travis
there
Brown,
as well.
Ben Lake wants to go.
Lake.
Ben Lake's still going after somebody. I can't see who that is.
Yeah, Ben Lake he's going after. Let's see if we can see that hit again on the replay.
Jacomb's gone into the box already. It looks like Gravel's been ejected.
So a big hit. Betraya. Let's see what Betraya is going to be called for.
He's going into the box.
Let's see, Betraya's actually wanting the attention of Jacomb.
Gravel's still over at the bench. I thought he was being told to leave the game, maybe not.
Devils just want to ease this down, and a huge hit coming in. And now, yeah, Golini isn't going to let that one go.
Yeah, Paré, he was headhunting Ryan Barrow there. Takes out his own teammate.
And Alini with a couple of jabs here, another right from Alini. And you don't want to take another look at it here, but you see, I saw the aftermath, I didn't see the...
Well, no, Parry, he was going after Ryan Barrow. He was trying to make contact with Ryan Barrow, who had the puck, and good on Alini for stepping up there. Parry went looking, missed the hit, almost made more contact with his teammate, which, you know, ended up looking a bit of a fool.
I don't like that.
But that is textbook headhunting, and you know, he was unhappy that Ryan Barrow declined the fight earlier in the game, so decides to go after him, and good on Alini for stepping up there for his teammate.
Huge hit coming in the corner. And the Devils are not happy, and there's a fight going on in the corner. Constable and Brandt. Brandt was not happy, and he's throwing some bombs, Brandt. They go to the ice. Riley Brandt really not happy with that hit on Richardson and decided to take matters into his own hands. Thrown in behind for Barrow, and Barrow is put into the net, and this will be a penalty. And now if Barrow just stops throwing punches, he's not going to. They're going to go back and forth, these two, but that's an instigator for me.
It's an instigator by Power, yeah, that should be 2. It won't be 5, but it should be 2. Barrow was barreled into the net by a Blaze player, and Power was unhappy.
Barrow with a couple of rights, and he sends his man down.
12-game droughts of which he'd been incredibly snake-bitten. There's going to be a fight. It's Riley Brandt, pretty much right off the opening draw of the night, going with Connor Russell. Russell throws a left. He's tripped over as Brandt falls on top of him with a couple of punches of his own, and well, we have some early pugilism here in the Skydome Arena, Stu.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was on the cards after last night's game with Riley Brandt getting ejected for his incident with Grayson Constable. We see the two there. They just drop the glove straight away. It's kind of, I guess, it's answering the bell, really. You know, but the fight between the two guys, a bit of a takedown. Nothing much going on between the two of them. Brandt probably landed more than Connor Russell, but hopefully that sees the end of it very swiftly.
Clements throws one from the point, kicked aside by Bounds. Blazin hack it in again, this time for the left side of defence, and there's going to be some more pushing and shoving behind the net with Pellick and Alini. This time, and Lacroix, and the gloves have come off with Jimmy Alini going after Mike Pellick. More players getting involved, including young McKenzie. He's heavily involved. Linesman's ended up with some collateral damage.
It's definitely all kicking off at the back end there. If you are glued to us, what a great start it has been between these two times. Clearly, the second game in a back-to-back home and home series is always a little bit more feisty.
Base hook goes to the net, comes across the Racine, saved by DeRidder. And now Kugler and Genyon will exchange pleasantries, and the gloves are off, and we're going to have a proper set too, as Kugler and Genyon will fight in front of the Manchester net. Net's in the way. Rights from Kugler, rights from Genyon as they tumble to the ice. And that one, you feel, has been brewing in this second period over the last 10-15 minutes or so of game time. McLean tries to play it in front to Lacroix. It's loose. McLean gets his stick hooked away from him. And we're going to get a fight here as Racine just sort of ends up ragdolling Cedric Lacroix a little bit.
Off the backboards and right through Connor Capone. This boy is on fire tonight. Back in the lineup and staking a claim to stay there. Capone having a hack about. Here we go. The gloves are off. Capone's getting a few rights in at the moment. Capone just can't get his arms free at the moment, having to take a few. He answered the bell, Capone, and the lines are going to jump in. That shit has just made Capone impossible to get his arms free. And that is a huge rallying call from Connor Capone, who absolutely cleared out his man with that hit.
Yeah, credit to Matthew Bowdens for stepping up, but what a hit that is by Connor Capone. Capone is 5'9", 180. Griffin Luce is 6'3", 216. A huge weight disparity, and Capone drilled him down to the ice. It was a beautiful hit. And I don't think he'll mind that he didn't really get the better of that fight, because my word, is that a hit. Here you see, Luce is a big lad, Griffin Luce, and you'll see here absolutely clear.
is coming in from Capote. Oh my word, that is a huge hit, and it is all kicked off. My oh my. That is one of the most explosive body-to-body contacts you're going to see in hockey.
I could see that hit come in.
Wow! Boom!
Absolutely folds him in half. That is a well-timed hit. The player's on the puck.
Bischoff down the boards. Hanoun pass to the middle. And Cutler's shot goes high over the boards. Hardy gets taken down in front. And Hanoun comes in to clear out House in front. That drops the gloves and he's been offered out. Punches being thrown. Hunt's no choice in the debutant Hanoun. And he's still trying to drag him free from the pile. All four officials trying to wrestle Garrett Hunt off of the Storm's new player. There's Nardi's involved there as well. He was the one that was knocked down in front. The jersey's been ripped over the shoulder. And it looks like Hanoun is going to have to get himself a new sweater to wear. There's the rapturous applause. Goes the Storm's new number 86. Standing up for his teammate. As that puck shot from Cutler goes off the glass, bounces back out in front. Nardi didn't have any clue as to where it was. Gets taken down in front of the crease as the puck bounced near him, and then all hell broke loose as Hanoun comes charging in to clear house. Tom Perrin, I think, is relaying the information to Garrett Hunt that he is headed to the changing room. And he is going to be marshalled there as he's pointing to the box. And he's going to want more. Get your money's worth, Mr. Hunt. As he's having words all the way off the ice. In fact, being forcefully removed from the ice. Got words for everybody who's in eyesight.
Here is game moving around as well.
Oh, good goal.
There's the first goal of the night. It's Nick Welsh. He's opened the scoring, and there was passing back and forward there. Garrett Hunt behind the play as well, as something happened there. Don't know what it is, but he took a swipe at him, Garrett Hunt. So something's happened behind the play there, and I don't know if we'll catch it on the camera. Maybe the one from behind the goal.
Yeah, the referee's having a discussion down here at the timekeeper's bench just to see actually what the call is going to be.
The refs are mic'd up here, so we'll hear them tonight. Major penalty under review. So they're going to be looking for that camera angle from behind the goal as well to see it just seconds before or just as the goal was scored to see if they can see.
Yeah, there's a wee bit of words getting Laura, a wee bit of words getting said back and forward on the benches from both sides across here in Manchester and Fife, so to see what's going to happen there. So
yeah, that's what they will be looking at, just to see. So I think that was announced as 5-minute major
and a
for
game
fight
misconduct.
and a game misconduct. So with 17:42 to go in the first period, that's certainly.
Storm just leaves out a little bit bad accuracy on the pass. McFadden chasing this one down. Good hit coming in from Jenyon. And McFadden's a bit slow to get up. The puck's just buried under him, but McFadden.
I think we're going to see some action here. Passing Torinsky stepping up.
If we can catch up with the play, you can see it now. We've got Genyon. And Torinsky going at it. Genyon's got the shirt of Torinsky. Shirt's coming over the head. Genyon's really going after the shirt in the back of the head of Torinsky. Referees, linesperson step in.
A comfortable win for Genyon, but really great to see Torinsky there. He took objection to the hit. The referees didn't take any action. He stepped up for his teammate. That's the kind of attitude champions have.
So yeah, as you say, I think judge's decision goes toward Genyon in that one. As soon as that shirt's up over the head, it's so hard to do anything.
That far side to definitely is. His pass doesn't come off. Lucic will skate this out the zone. Lucic trying to play across the far side towards Ducharme, but the whistle will go for offside.
Yeah, once again, one or two guys just tried to.
Oh, Watson and Lucic have dropped the gloves. Milan Lucic and Watson. Oh, Lucic catches him right on the chin with that one.
I think he might regret that just a little bit there, to be fair.
Credit to him for going. That's the first time we've seen Milan Lucic drop the gloves in the Flyers uniform. Over his career, he's had plenty of battles, that's for sure. Gets one right on the chin of Watson there. And the two will head to the penalty box.
Nice play on the boards by the Giants. Torinsky, though, just a little bit too hard for him to receive a big hit. Actually, it's going to be an interference call coming in here on Pedrea. And
we got afters. Hoodler going with Pedrea.
Hoodler not happy with the hit.
He's still going after him. Linespersons are on top of him.
Yeah, Hoodler's skating in there to force Pedrea. Pedrea wasn't really much of a scrap. Pedrea just having a few words with him.
Hoodler still wants to go.
Yeah, I'd like to see a replay on that hit again. But the referee straight away, I think they were calling that for interference.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the arm went up straight away. I thought it was a nice, healthy hit, but unfortunately, I think they, as you say, they deemed it maybe interference. So you got Pedrea and Hoodler going into the box.
Back up to Bodens, over to Schoenberg. Schoenberg avoids the hit and throws it back round for Yamamoto. Too much mustard though in that puck.
Yeah, they have a fight.
And here we go. Bo Hansen and Bodens. Couple of good right hooks coming in there. Evenly contested fight. But Bo Hansen just falls to the ice.
Yeah, good scrap. Obviously, I think Hansen took a bit of a run at one of the guys, and the guy from Dundee's defending his teammate. But yeah, good honest fight from both guys. I don't think anybody got hurt there, but good to see a square off an honest fight.
For Watt or Hazelden has intercepted Tim Doherty up the left side now with a lot of pace. Collier quick to it. And Hazelden is having some words in the corner now with Tim Doherty. Hazelden drops the gloves. A couple of right hooks as Doherty drops out the race. He's back up on his feet now. Hazelden grappling the shot. An uppercut from Doherty and some rights being swung here. Hazelden's got his back turned to him. And the linesmen come in to split this one up. Well, all seemed to kickstart after the whistle. And an amicable end. A pretty brilliant brawl in Braehead here with Hazelden, the centre of it for the hosts.
Coley now, back to T-Sink, as it across the far side. Matthew Collier as Jeremy Masala is just shoving him back and forward over there. Masala, we know, is not scared to drop the gloves. Milan Lucic just shoves Bush out the way. Jeremy Masala, he's certainly getting them in. Oh, he is giving Jake Kugler an absolute hiding here.
Yeah.
Jake Kugler won't mind too much in terms of the scoreboard, but he's certainly got a wee bit of sore face for a few hours. So Jeremy Masala, certainly not his first fight this season.
If the Devils had a dodgy change there, or what quite happened now? Duggan is throwing the gloves off near the Panthers bench with Garat, and Duggan is throwing some bombs, trying to get some sort of life into this, and now Kelsall and Alini are going. Gloves are off in a few different places. We've got a bit of a line brawl going on here. Alini is throwing bombs in the corner.
Forward, and it's an incredibly hard pass by Barrow that Lacroix does a good job of controlling and finishing the dump in. Is a huge hit by Barrow. And Barrow and Gosselin are going to drop the gloves after that hit. And well, we wanted some action in the game, we wanted some talking points, there you go. Huge hit by Ryan Barrow, and fair play to Gosselin for standing up for his teammate.
Good work by Travis Brown to try and freeze the puck against the back of the net. And Racine stepped into Johnson, and well, Cutler has had enough. And he and Racine will drop the gloves. Racine with the right, Cutler with the right. And a few shots there from Jonathan Racine as Brandon Cutler.
His own zone, plays it forward for Ducharme. Lucic shoves Olney against the boards, and he wants Olney to go with him, but Olney's not interested. His play continues down the other end. Throw towards Tergit, and Masala's dropped the gloves at the other end. Jeremy Masala and Yaremko. Masala gets one in. Yaremko tries to throw one back, couple of jabs there. Masala gets the helmet off him. Masala comes over the top, and then Masala ends up down on the ice. Not too many landed in that one from them, maybe one or two for Masala. And still behind the play, Milan Lucic and Jimmy Olney.
Lucic won there actually, but he obviously, the Cardiff guys definitely not going to go with him because there was 2 or 3 opportunities there. So
Alvaro couldn't take it cleanly, tries to tie up sticks and sights. We'll just have it taken away by Perlini. Racine finishes his hit on Cedric Lacroix. Had to be at the time that, and instead these two are going to go. Lacroix didn't like the hit, and Racine will put Lacroix down to the ice. Alini will put it high for Olszewski. As Alini and Racine will battle away. The shot comes in and deflects in front as Alini and Racine. You do wonder if they're going to go again here, and they will. Be a second fight of the night for Jonathan Racine. As Alini and Racine were just batting away at each other. As they were battling the flame zone, holding on to each other, and Racine with the jab. Just holding Alini at bay. The longer reaches, Racine will reach over the top with the right. More jabs from Racine, and this one doesn't really go very far. As Racine is ushered towards the room, but a second fight of the night will take him out of the action.
Under a lot of pressure, McLean not. Quick pass up, and a big collision on the line. So Moses, oh, Jameson's going to go with Ingles here. It didn't look to be anything in that at all. And Ingles with a takedown. Oh. The referee tried to close that down, but they're still going. Jameson's winding him up here. I think that was over. No, I didn't think there was anything in that at all, that collision. Just a bog standard hit, really. Jameson thought otherwise. So we'll check that one out as Ingles and Jameson take their places in the penalty box. Let's have a look at this here if we can see from behind the goal. He went for it straight away, Jameson. Ingles answers the bell. Take down here. Watch the linesman here. I'll try to stop it down. I actually thought initially taking one in the face, but he didn't, thankfully. A lot of flying limbs.
Like something from a WWE, like slow-mo replay from last week's episode of Raw. Referee just splat him out in the corner.
Yeah. Well, Jameson eventually got going on Ingles there. And Ingles sees he's been out this season with a hand injury as well, so we don't want another one of them. Very important player on the blue line for the Stars. Oh, Jamieson is being waved off the ice here from Toby Craig. Well, they've had another one ejected. Well, that's a turn up for the books. It may be actually for maybe some injury treatment rather than anything else. He chased Ingles immediately thereafter that hit there. Ingles springing into action at a second's notice is quite good. Centre. Masella to the corner. Ties up with D'Souza. Garrigan will pick this up. We've got another fight in the corner, I think. D'Souza's not up for it at all. Skates away. Oh no, they're not. He's up for it now. Pushed these buttons. He's pushed these buttons. Masella v D'Souza. They grab on. Shaking the helmet loose. Just waiting to drop the bombs here. D'Souza. Masella over the top. Now the exchange blows. Blocked. And it's just a tussle in the end. Well, have to love Stars v Flyers games, don't you? They will head off to the dressing rooms. Masella. Just grabbing on here. So, inside the final minute of this game. Pushing this one clear for Yamamoto. Yamamoto feeding this one up. Oh, nice play from Nicholson. Here he is, Nicholson again. Well, 20 seconds left. Some shenanigans behind the play as well. Meanwhile, it's still going to the offside shot on target. And Lukic is going to go with Ingles here, I think. It's not Ingles, sorry, it's Jurgens. And Lukic is dropping the bombs with Morten Jurgens. They're holding on, and the jumper over the head, and down they go. Oh, he's not having any of that, is he? Lukic, 15 seconds left in this game. We've had more fights in this game than we've had all season long. With Jurgens and Lukic head to the dressing rooms also. A couple of big guys. Just didn't quite get it going really, but punching folk when they're on the ice is frowned upon as well.
out along the blue line. There's going to be a fight at centre ice. Russell has dropped the gloves with Harrison. Russell's chucking lefts, Harrison's chucking rights. Oh, and big left combination from Russell. Drops down the captain as Russell steps into play, big brother after the hit on Mismash. Not a lot of fisticuffs at the Skydome this year, and that was a pretty good tilt. You don't see, I was going to say as rare as a fight in the Skydome this year is when we have two guys chucking righty-lefty.
Bit of space here for Helgeson, fires in, Kevin Carr makes the save. And now there's a scrum, a helmet's gone flying. Kevin Carr just gets out of the way, Helgeson got hold of Gorat. It was
Gorat that made that hit on Ferguson. So I think Helgeson remembered that and just went over to him, but
no penalties from the scrum, rightly so.
See Tet's lining up as a right winger.
That's interesting, here we go. Tetlow and Helgeson. Tetlow aims a punch, Helgeson gets a couple in. Helgeson with no helmet and hits the deck. So they'll get 5 each for fighting. We don't see many of those anymore.
No, absolutely no. But you know what? As you said, it's been brewing a little bit here, and
looks like Helgeson is heading off. I think he may have been cut.
Picked up an assist, but certainly an invisible stat as Kim Talberg and David Noel have grabbed onto each other after a hit from Talberg, and they're going to fight. Noel with a couple of big ones. Talberg throws a huge right. He loses his footing as Noel will take him down with a pair of little rabbit punches off the rights as well. Frustration from the Blaze skipper. Boiling over. And those two defensemen get into it in the Panthers' defensive zone. And, well, the captain trying to give the Coventry Blaze fans something to cheer about.
Yeah. And we know Zane very well, team first guy. If that's what's called for by the team, he'll absolutely do it.
Yeah, part of the work that the Blaze do in the communities, first name on the list when there's something to volunteer for. He's going to a couple of scraps in his time with the Blazers. Him and Jordan Kelsall, speaking of which, have dropped the gloves here in the Panthers' offensive zone. And Zay McKenzie turns Kelsall round with a little dig to the back. They're still trying to go at it. The referees have put themselves in there. And Zay McKenzie again trying to get some life into the Skydome. Much to the joy of the Blaze faithful. The short but spirited scraps do.
Hook has Gosselin for company. Hook to Gosselin. There's going to be a penalty on the play. Prezuzzo will wrap it back down low, and now Prezuzzo and Power, and somebody's come charging in. It's Watson who's had enough of the antics, and we're going to get some very earnest words as Racine looks like he's trying to pull himself away from the action. Luciani's now tied up with Watson. Prezuzzo and Power are grabbing a hold of each other still. And well, it looks like these two are going to go. Prezuzzo grabs it as Power dropped his gloves, so Prezuzzo did him the favour and has finished the argument.
Gets it onto Masella. He'll just keep a hold of it just now as guys go for a change.
Look, a wee bit of house you do. Oh, here we go, far side.
Masella over the far side. He's up against Dudek. Misses with the second one, but he certainly got the first one on the chin of Dudek. Two of these guys will still go. Jeremy Masella will throw another one. They'll get tangled up at the boards and the officials will step in. Genion and Hunt are having a word with each other off to the left-hand side as well. A few shoves going back and forward in there. Ducharme gets involved now as well, along with Brady Gilmore. Don't think that's going to come to him, but Ducharme and Gilmore having a bit of shove still. Jeremy Musala and JD Dudeko head
Yes,
to
I
the
think
penalty
we're all
boxes.
just grabbing partners here and just making sure that everybody does the proper thing. And
I think he might have a point right
yeah,
there.
I think he does have a point. I've no idea how that didn't go in there. That was a great stop, though, I guess.
Teppo will dump it in, and now,
we go.
Well, here's Teppo and Garrett Hunt and Macaulay Teppo. He's not dropped his gloves, and this is what you said. It's that sort of look. You just had a great scoring opportunity. They need you on the ice, captain, and he goes to fight a guy who has no fighting majors this year.
Yeah.
You need to know who's on the ice. What's the old saying? Read the game notes. Like, he's not going to fight you, so don't waste it.
This is it. I just kind of feel, I don't know if that's the right time.
No, it's not. It's not
do
sure.
that.
He just had a great scoring opportunity.
Yeah, it looks like frustration. And Teppo, actually, he's done the right thing there. He's just sort of hung in with it, keep him at jabbing range, and it doesn't really go anywhere, so it doesn't really do anything
change
for the
the momentum
Flyers.
Chat involving Hurd in front of the bench. Play is still going on. We are going to get penalties here. Officials are right on top of it. Right in front of the benches. Schoonbart and Doherty pair off. But it's Hurd was one that's throwing the punches. Swinging those lefts in. Making big contact on Griffin Luce. And then the Stars player comes in and grabs hold. Officials might not take too kindly to that. A big cheer for Mitchell Hurd. He loves it and the crowd love it. Let's take another look. So Luce is out on the ice.
Yeah, but
that's a screen right in a moment.
So there's a penalty called now, right before this. And there comes Luce there at the end. Does he come in to get in an altercation? And Hurd doesn't care who he was throwing gloves with. Right there, there's another one. Yeah, going back in this.
Shouldn't really be doing that.
Well, there's the point of the finger.
Well, looks like Hurd is done.
Well, they just giving him 2 and 5 and saying off you go.
Well, there would be enough time left for him to return if there was overtime. Griffin Luce is also off. Could be 11:22 of game time left.
Good stick though by the Panthers. Pucks with Kieran Long. It's going to be a penalty here going against the Panthers. And Grande. Oh, it's going to be a fight in front of the net. A couple of players. Grande slow to get to his feet. Thankfully he's up.
Ben Lake throwing bombs with Spencer.
Ben Lake getting the better of Spencer.
Grande now looking for some action.
Yeah, I thought Grande was hurt. He was lying on his back. Ben Lake getting the crowd up on their feet. Ben Lake, such a gladiator here for the Belfast Giants. Protects his team at all costs. Let's have a look at that replay, see what started that play.
It looks like Kelbeedy may be gone for third man in potentially here.
Yeah, Kelbeedy.
Long going down the tunnel as well. I'd have to see the replay again, but it did look like a little bit of a naughty play on Grande that led to him being prone on the ice, so plenty of sorting out here for the officials to do. No, it looks fairly innocuous from that angle. I'm not sure there was any intent from Kieran Long, but as you'd expect, the Panthers leap to the defence of their netminder.
Yeah, a couple of guys going in for Kieran Long, and then Ben Lake pulling Spencer out. A good toe-to-toe with Spencer.
It looks like the refs are maybe looking to see if this is a major. Bearing in mind before whatever happened with Grande there, the Giants were scheduled to go on the power play. It'll be interesting to see how this works.
Hazeldine has to make a nice pass back to Buzaveria. It's picked up by the Devils, however. Cardiff offside, and Ferguson and Saucerman have got each other by the scruff of the neck, and they're going to fight behind the net of Robson. Two seasoned vets going at it on the backboards. Good right hand from Ferguson. Saucerman throws onto the body, and eventually they lose balance and go down in a feisty start here in Coventry.
Wah isolated, so we'll chip past everyone and go for a skate. Fazio thought about coming out, and Wah made contact with Fazio that was unavoidable, and Ben Solder is going to force the issue. And these two will go at it behind the net, and they tumble to the ice.
Hurd's dropped the gloves. Is Alini going to do the same? No, he's not. Now he is. Now we're going to go. And I think the penalty on the original play is going to be against Hurd for pushing Alini into the net. Is what we're hearing. There's more going on now, and we may even have a line brawl developing. Southorn and Brandt. Hurd and Alini continue on. And the referees, well, they think about getting in the way, they don't. Hurd with some bombs on Alini, who's not normally a scrapper, but in the end Alini doing his best just to calm things down.
Here, just bobbling around the skates of everybody in the front of the crease there. Just kept in by Pellick. Big hit on Pellick up against his own bench.
That's a boarding call on Gadet, and Connor Russell taking exception to it, dropping the gloves, but Gadet not interested in any fisticuffs right now.
Gadet pleading his innocence.
Boudrier stepping up. Russell landed an absolute bomb to start off this encounter. Landing another bomb. Connor Russell getting the better of that particular tussle with the birthday boy Boudrier.
That one came out of nowhere, Carl Boudrier. What do you want to do on your birthday? Why not have a little fight? They're still chirping at each other.
There's some blood coming from the right eye of Boudrier there.
Happens when the ref calls a bullshit penalty.
Good shot from the angle, saved by Carr. Oh, big check by Helgeson on Betteridge. Really good check, and now Vulcan went straight after Helgeson. Well, for me, there was nothing wrong with the check at all.
No.
And Helgeson takes Vulcan down. But Vulcan going straight after Helgeson for the check on Betteridge, which looked absolutely fair enough to me.
But you know what though, that's what the Panthers need. You know, that's where you can hear the noise in this building already. Obviously Helgeson got the better. You know, well, I mean, you say that, but the puck's nowhere near Ollie when he hits him. But you know, I think obviously Helgeson got the better of that fight, but you know, that's what you need. You need someone to step in for someone. You can feel the sort of temperature rise in this building, and I mean, for me there, you know, Ollie doesn't touch that puck, or if he does, it's certainly long gone when Helgeson hits him.
Here's Fossier. 5 seconds. And Johnson will clear, and that will do it. It's been a rip-roaring first period. And now there's Kyle Locke and Matt Marcineau. Locke and Marcineau. Oh, short scrap, but it was a good one.
It was a good one, yeah. Carl Locke is not someone to be taken lightly. It's two pretty solid boys there.
That's a great effort from Matt Marcineau against a much bigger opponent. There we go. Good, really good tussle.
Off. The shot from Jasper well over the bar is, well, there's contact made with Fazio, and Racine and Watson are all in now, and there's punches being thrown in this pile. As Watson and Huitala are together, as Huitala misses with all of his punches and then just sort of wrestles Watson to the ground. Racine throwing punches into the bargain as well. But contact was made with Fazio. Dowd will bank off of the end balls to Southland to allow the pass forward, and Racine lines up Evan Jasper. And Tansey is not happy, they're going to go. And Racine rips off the helmet of Tansey, and the rights are starting to come in from Jonathan Racine. Tansey not offering much back at the moment as the uppercut comes in from Racine.
Another stop by DeRitter. Genion just lopes it forward. Heinem can't get this shot through as Huitala got a stick on stick there. Now Huitala and Heinem will have a go, and they're going to have a fight. Heinem throws a right hand, Huitala throws a right hand, and they're throwing rights. Huitala changes to the left, now goes back to the right as Heinem eats a right hand. Punch for punch down to the right of Greenfield's goal, and Heinem gets the takedown, and then Huitala drags him down with him. A spirited tussle between Tyler Heinem and Huitala just tapped him on the leg pad as if to say good fight, and that's playoff hockey, folks.
Yeah, that was a good battle. You can see Hyman's trying to lift his team a little bit, but Huitala answers the bell. And had a good fight. It was a good even fight as far as I'm concerned. Good battle for both of these guys. We can see Hyman's trying to get his team going. Gave a little whack to the goalie Greenfield. Huitala came in and said, well, you can't be touching our goalie, and off they went. And good scrap from the two of them.
Both 6'1", fairly big combatants, but neither guy really does this a lot. But you can see Heinem is trying to lift his team, and Huitala is saying, you know what, I'm not backing down.
No, and that's what you expect.